All right. So a very warm good morning and good afternoon, depending upon the time zone that you are in. I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to our wonderful panelists in this panel for joining in today, and welcome to this North America E-commerce Growth Summit 2021, uh, where the objective of this summit is to invite leaders, entrepreneurs from the field of retail and e-commerce to share their ideas and thoughts, their learning and insights with the business community, and how they have grown their business and how they want to take their business forward. Without further ado, let me begin with a formal introduction for our panelists. First, I would like to start with Dr. Uniyme Bond. Uh, Uniyme is the founder and CEO at Divine Inspiration Styles, and Uniyme is a knowledgeable and experienced uh, management professional with a background in engineering, organization, and management. And she has been instrumental in building her business, and she has established this business to kind of add value for her end consumers. And she established this as a lifestyle brand, and it's an online store for people to shop great style clothing, jewelry, shoes, and accessories at affordable prices. And she has built the store in order to offer the best consumer experience. Thank you so much, Unime, for joining the panel.
Thank you.
Wonderful. The next we have on the
Yes.
panel is Raffaello Van Couten. Raffaello is the co-owner at Eleva Coffee. He is also the guest lecturer at Institute of Culinary Education, New York City, and he owns two Brooklyn restaurants, Williamsburg's Midnight and Claudia, and he has managed various bars and restaurants such as Blue Water Grill, Bluefin, Atlantic Grill, 1920 Bunker Club, 675 Bar, and Dos Caminos. And he was named the corporate beverage director of Be Our Guest, and he then took over as a general manager at Butter. So a very interesting insight. Raffaello, welcome to the panel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. So I would like to begin with my first question for Uname, which is around purpose. Basically, the purpose of your brand. Why did you started this business, and what's your vision for your business?
Yes, I started Divine Inspiration Styles because I wanted to create a fashion store that allows people to be able to connect people who, a lot of times people who believe in God, they also shop as well. And so I wanted to provide an environment where people who believe in God can feel, truly comfortable to shop in a store that is inspiring and yet also has great fashion for them. That encourages people to be themselves, and also encourage people to feel good, be positive about their body, be positive in and in how they express themselves. So Divine Inspiration Styles basically allows me to connect, two of my, passions, my passions to connect with God and also a passion to connect with fashion. So it brings it together and to be able to encourage people and to build value for customers. So it makes it really, a positive environment for, men, women to shop, great clothing. And also, I'm expanding in the future to include coaching, training with Divine Inspirations House.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a very amazing purpose that you have there, and I think so. You're marrying your purpose and business so well, and because it's so interwoven, it becomes so unique to your lifestyle. And I think when you think about your consumers, you're thinking about you. So you always take
Yes.
all those extra measures in order to run your business. That's amazing, tremendous. More power to you. My next question, Unime, for you is.
Yeah.
Uh, like we are living in a very turbulent time or unpredictable times. And I think when you're running the businesses, there are several challenges that you might have to overcome. What are some of the challenges that you faced in the last 1 year, and how did you overcome them?
Yes. So some of the challenges have been, making sure that we have enough traffic, enough people, and also when we do get our customers, when they have questions, how to, make sure to interact with the customer in a way that builds value. So, I have found that the apps, with Shopify, a lot of them, some there are critical apps that really provide, great value, in terms of connecting with the customer and being able to keep the communication open. So on our website, one of the apps that we have is to be able to chat with our customers online. And it's very instrumental because that app also can connect to our customer service rep phone, so that not only on the website, so even if you're not on the website, when a customer interacts with our website, that information can be directed to the customer service that is assigned, and they
Mhm.
can interact from their phone, so that's really helpful and helps us, to be able to connect with a customer whenever they have a question and they want to reach out to us. Because sometimes, people would just want to know, okay, for this item, how soon can it ship, or when can I expect to receive it, or if they have any other questions, do you have other colors. I mean, the website does provide some information, but if they are unsure of something, they can reach out to us. So that has been very helpful, very useful, as well as being able to connect with Google, and be able to promote our products on Google as well as Facebook.
Mhm.
So I have found that the apps that we have with Shopify have been really helpful, and provided added benefit to the website.
Wonderful. That's amazing. Uh, Rafael, the business that the times that we are living in is extremely challenging. Would you like to touch upon some of the things that you have done this year, or probably what are you planning to do this year in order to grow your business?
Um, I mean, my industry is pretty specific, right? In New York City,
Mhm.
we are basically being cuckolded by our government,
Mhm.
and it's been a consummate battle. We don't understand the metrics behind it
Mhm.
because indoor dining accounts for the bottom 4 percentile of COVID cases at 1.4%, and it doesn't make any sense. So we've had to get really creative. We've had to pivot.
Mhm.
We've had to pivot again and again and again, and
Mhm.
the government just won't step in. The city won't step in. So for us, it's a fight. It's a battle. It's an uphill challenge every single day. I never
Mhm.
know what's going to get thrown at me. The city has been marching basically like the Gestapo because
Mhm.
they're broke. So they're coming into our locations just asking for, these ridiculous requests, therefore leading to like fees, fines, and penalties. And it just doesn't make any sense. So, going back to your question, it's survival now. It's not growing. There is
Mhm.
no growth available.
Mhm.
It's just survival. I mean, my company, Vantage Point Hospitality, we've somehow managed through this pandemic to open 3 other locations.
Mhm.
One of them being in Charleston, Virginia, because we are just always looking for the next opportunity. Something that I've learned along my career is like, you never need
Mhm.
to own 100% of anything.
Yeah.
Partnerships are great,
Mhm.
and owning 10% of 10 things is 100%. So
Yeah.
for me, I have no ego when it comes to business. If it
Mhm.
works, it works. If it
Mhm.
doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Even sometimes when it doesn't, I'll still try to make it work because I'm a
Mhm.
Capricorn and I
Yeah.
love, forcing that square peg through the square hole or circle hole.
Yeah.
Um, but for us, it's trying to be positive every day. It's keeping our head up. It's
Yeah.
dealing with the bureaucracy and cutting the red tape and really pushing through. At the beginning of 2019, we were in a really good position,
Mhm.
and 2020, pretty much demolished and deconstructed our entire concept of business and how we do business on a daily basis. It was getting smarter, working harder, and making less money, and it not being about the profits at this point, but just about surviving, because in New York City, there's about a 71% empty storefront, and that number is increasing every single day. And especially in my industry, it's very fickle, as most owners are, because of the hairline margins that basically exist on a daily basis. So, it's at this point, it's taking lots of deep breaths and, waiting for the next phone call, the next debt collector, the next landlord that's going to not be patient any longer. We've been lucky that a lot of them have, but some of them haven't. And, the truth is, and what I tell them, because of my attorney background, is, look, the legalities are you can't do anything. And if you want to play hardball, I'm going to play hardball. We are lucky enough to have free legal counsel. So, I basically told those landlords that don't want to work with us, like, okay, then we'll see you in court. And, it'll take 2 years because of the amassing amount of cases that there are with landlords trying to evict their tenants. Because they're protected in New York, they get a tax abatement from having an empty storefront. And we're pushing to change that as well. That legislation has been something that we've been pushing for. So right now, in order to grow, it's policy change. And we are pushing for that now. And COVID has brought a light to those defunct policies that have existed for a very long time in New York. And we're hoping that we can just change it so that when we're done with this and come out at the other end, it looks better for everybody. And the system just works better.
Wow, that's tremendous. I mean, kudos to your spirit. I mean, because as you mentioned correctly, because it's all about survival, and I think keeping our spirits high and doing one step at a time, keeping doing the right things, and ultimately, because we all will sail through this, but it will take some time before we can say, everything is all right. Until that time, we have to make sure that we find creative ways and solutions, because I think the problems are not going to go away. So having said that, my next question for both of you on the panel is, you have built your business and you have an online presence. How are you planning to kind of use online as a channel in order to grow your business? I mean, when I say grow, I mean definitely the growth may not be that great, but definitely I think online is such a medium. That's one way to keep in touch with your consumers. So how are you planning to grow your online store, or what are you doing on your online store in order to make sure that you are constantly in touch with your consumers? Let me go to Uniyme.
Yes. So for me, I have definitely looked into the part of inventory and increasing inventory for my business. And also looking at the product lines I'm bringing in, making sure that I have products that can clothing, that can help people with, people who are going for a formal event, or somebody who wants a casual, dress shirt to wear, or something casual to wear and enjoy at home, things like that. So I look at those, and I look at, also clothing that people can wear on a vacation. I know even with the pandemic right now, sometimes people might still want to, maybe take a little break. Perhaps they'll go to a beach that is close to them and still, enjoy a little bit of the environment, even though, they can't really travel, that much right now. A lot of people cannot travel a lot, just because of the situation that's going on. And also, as I indicated before, I'm looking into adding coaching program with Divine Inspiration Styles, so that we can provide more services to help people, and provide training for people in the areas of leadership, management, because our company is about inspiration. So we're looking at ways that we can add value that is more than just what you wear. So we're looking at, how, we can provide training programs and help people and add value that way. And
Wonderful.
so far, our company, yeah, so we're approximately about 3 years in now, just a little bit over 3 years. So
Mm-hmm.
we still have ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to expanding and growing.
Wonderful, wonderful, amazing. Raffaello, I would love to learn more about your brand Eleva Coffee. If you would like to kind of touch upon some of the things that you're doing with your.
Sure. So Eleva at this point has grown itself into a full-on wholesale
Mm-hmm.
concept. That's how it started in its inception. My partner Emilio Boltadano, who was a coffee buyer for about 23 years, he started the company online. He saw a lot of holes in the market, and he didn't like the fact that farmers were basically being cut out of the entire process. If you don't know a lot about coffee, it's traded like stock. So coffee farmers will sell coffee to buyers 5 years in advance. What happens oftentimes is the price in the coffee will either dip or it will go up. If it goes up, a lot of
Yeah,
those coffee farmers or importers will lose the coffee,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they will sell it again to the next highest buyer for
Mm.
5 years.
Mm.
And it's a really like cutthroat kind of industry. So
Yeah.
what Emilio founded through the process of Eleva was the fact that he could cut that process out. He could keep people honest,
Mm.
and by doing so is giving back to them. So pretty much about 35% of all of our proceeds go back to the farmer themselves. The wholesale business online has been flourishing. Through that wholesale business, I met Emilio about 3 years ago, and he asked me to open a brick and mortar for him with him. Since we've opened that brick and mortar, we now have 6 locations. We are in multiple concepts, from coffee shops to bars, restaurants. Actually, the concept that I co-own right now, that I'm sitting in Claudia's, we have Eleva here. So the big thing on why I want to try to get the coffee brand out there is because it's sustainable. It's direct trade, meaning it just goes from the farmer to the importer and then to us. So what we're able to do is offer a substantial high-end product that you would get at a Starbucks or a Blue Bottle without the cost, without the price gouging. So the average pound of coffee to the consumer costs about $20 to $25. We charge anywhere roughly from $10 to $12. And it's the same coffee that you're getting those concepts. We source from Nicaragua, from Ethiopia, and from Guatemala. In each of those locations, we actually build schools in the communities that we grow the coffee in for the farmers. We allow them to have micro loans, which will allow them to expand their land, because the average life of a coffee plant is about 3 years. And after that, you have to kill the plant and then replant. And you need more land in order to do that. Like crop farming in general, you have to move from patch to patch, from hectare to hectare. And then on top of that, we also built biodegassing facilities from the bathrooms so that we can turn methane gas into natural carbon-based gas, so that they can use that gas to cook in the schools. So Eleva is very close and near and dear to my heart. It has been a complete struggle since we've started in New York City, because when we started, we were facing things like the L train, which is a major hub of transportation between Manhattan and Brooklyn, shutting down. Since COVID, it has reopened, and we were hoping to, be flourishing after that. And then March happened in 2020, and New York City's been on lockdown ever since.
Yeah.
And it's only getting more and more. It's getting thinner every day. So the biggest part for the survival of Eleva is our to-go business, and we have really pressed hard on our Square delivery systems by cutting out Seamless and Grubhub, and actually challenging people to go pick up from the restaurants themselves and from the coffee shops themselves, which has been a big thing for us. We truly believe in the online presence. It's something that I believe that is the only thing that will survive throughout this. And a lot of that is based on Instagram marketing, which is seemingly the only thing that seems to pop up. And a big one too that's been more and more relevant is marketing through TikTok, as most of the millennial generation now spends half their day on it. It's something that we're pushing forward to move our way into. But we were just actually having a meeting here at Claudia's and talking about the online presence and the presence of marketing through those platforms like Grubhub and what that does do, because people are anti-scrollers. They will only scroll down as far as 30 seconds will allow them, and then after that they'll give up. So if we can position ourselves to be at more of a pinnacle scrolling view, we can position ourselves to bring in bigger clientele. Right now in New York City, indoor dining and to go are the crux of our entire platform now. And especially here at Claudia's, we've always relied on that business. It's always been a great platform for us to stand on, a big to go. We are an early morning, all day concept. Right now, we've positioned our hours to be a little more muted. We are only open until about 6 p.m. every day. But we've noticed that the crowd, as it gets dark here in New York, it just really fades away. So our early morning crowd is something that we really rely heavily on and are to go and pick up. So we've as a team tried to come up with concepts that really work here for us that will promote, and a lot of that is drinking at home, creating the bar concept in your house, without the bartender, and becoming your own bartender. So we've used those platforms through, Shopify, through Square, to really make that substantial and grow Eleva in that sense, so that, we can have this brand sustainability and longevity and presence now where other people are just not concentrating on that. They're really concentrating on the presence in their storefront. But to me, the only way to market is online.
Wonderful. Wow. That's amazing. I really liked your spirit and what you're doing. I think it's ultimately you figured out
Thank you.
a way to give back to the society with what you're doing. And that's tremendous because it's like you're able to understand what's the problem at the ground level, and you're able to give back. And it's not like, and it's tremendous. I think if each business start to think like that, it can be so empowering, because I think ultimately for any business to survive or thrive or grow is that input, the raw material or the source from where it comes from. I think which is often get neglected in the grand scheme of things. And I think you are kind of helping there, which is commendable. I mean, like often we hear about bigger brands doing it, like Everlane doing it, or Patagonia doing it, or for example, many brands are catching up. Like sustainability is kind of catching up, and I think you as a business, you have thought of it right from the very beginning. I think I kudos to all the efforts. I mean,
Thank you.
every time I get to know this, I think this is what the world needs, like for things to move, for things to become more sustainable. Business and community need to be kind of have a very solid handshake, and then things for both the parties, I think the things can work really well. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say that. It's something that we say, my business partners and I say all the time. It's you have to give, the handshake approach. It's making people feel like you know them, they trust you, you trust them. I mean, if you know the history of a handshake, it was to make sure that your opponent didn't have a weapon on them so that you feel trusted. And I think a lot of consumers think that as business owners, all we want to do is go into their pockets. And I think a big thing for us with Eleva, with Claudia's, with our other concepts, it's about our community. And I was just having a conversation with my friend in Miami about all the failed concepts that are there. And I said, Miami is a community. They don't want the big outsiders, and they're very loyal to the people that are from Miami. And I've been in Brooklyn now for 11 years, in Williamsburg as a business owner for almost a decade here. And I know my community. I know what works here, and they say, if you are going to make it in New York, you have to know that. You have to be in the know, and you have to constantly keep paying attention to your community. And if you're not, then it doesn't matter. Again, sitting in this concept here in Claudia's, it's like that's been such a big thing for us. It's if we don't know our neighbors, if we don't know the consumer, if we can't understand them as a consumer, then it doesn't work. And you have to give back. And that really truly just comes down to our employees. We actually don't call our employees. We call them our coworkers. I don't like the term boss. I don't like the term, CEO. I hate all of that nonsense. I actually often tell my staff to not call me that. I'm like your coworker. I'm here with you. I'll do anything that you need. Yeah. It's you first. During COVID, they've been putting their lives on the line. I actually haven't been the one that's been out and about. I've been just kind of operating from behind the scenes. But, I still visit some of the concepts. I still have my weekly meetings. But they're really, truly the champions right now. And again, it goes back to the sheer negligence on New York's part of not recognizing that, like even, with the vaccine, we weren't considered essential workers. And that really infuriated me because we've been here since day one. We've been out here serving the community. Yeah. And we want to be part of our community, and the constant negligence towards our community of restaurants, hospitality, it's really sad. But it comes down to those two things: the products, how you deliver it, and the people that do that for you. And if you don't pay attention to that, then it fails and it falls apart. So it's just constantly pushing all of those ideas.
Wonderful. Amazing. I think that's tremendous. I think keep doing what you're doing. And my next question for both of you is around your online platform that you're using for your store. How did you have chosen Shopify as your e-commerce platform? Why Shopify? And how is it helping you to grow to keep your business going and connecting with the consumers? Uniyme?
Yeah, so for me, I chose Shopify because it makes it really easy for the entrepreneur, the business owner to get started, and also because it has this open source ability that allows you to bring in necessary apps that you might want to help with your business. So I think that really made Shopify very attractive for me. It makes it easy for me also to connect with business partners and be able to look at, different varieties of products that we can bring in to add more value to our customers. So it makes Shopify really attractive. And, my experience with it, so far has been really great. I have nothing, bad to say about it. I really like the fact that, I can always, add any app that I need in order to, increase value for my customers. So that has made it really great for me.
Wonderful. How about you, Raffaello? How did you manage to, when you built your online store, why did you choose Shopify?
Honestly, we kind of inherited it. One of our business partners, he was in charge of strategic marketing and the platforms to do that. And he chose Shopify because he thought it was just the easiest version of it. It's the most known. And the usability was pretty convenient. So we've just kind of inherited and incubated it, and now it's grown to be really helpful for us. It is truly the entire platform for our wholesale department through Amazon. And it's been great. So we have no complaints, no qualms. It's easy. The transparency is great. The usability is great on both the operational side and for the actual consumer. So,
wonderful.
It's a good system for us.
Wonderful. Great. My next question is around marketing. Marketing is you already know who your consumers are, and definitely in today's time that we're living in, we have to reach out to them either offline or online. So in the online world, digital marketing is an important aspect. How does your brand do digital marketing in order to acquire new customer? Where do you spend your advertising dollar? Do you spend it on Google ads, Facebook ads? What do you do for digital marketing? Uniyme?
Yes. Okay. So for me, I go about it using Google. I use Google Ads, and I also use Facebook ads. And so when we post on Facebook and as well as YouTube, that's another way for us to reach our customers. I also like to add a GIF. So some of my ads on Shopify I can generate a GIF, a slides of various pictures of the products that we have on our in our store, and then take that and promote on Facebook. So that has been really helpful in showcasing our product lines, especially new arrivals or items that I believe that are in seasons. And so that has been really helpful and brings in more customers that way. And yeah, so definitely the major traffic sources for our company has been Google, Facebook, and sometimes we actually get some clicks from LinkedIn. So that has been really helpful. So those are the major ones for our company.
Wonderful. How about you, Raffaello? How do you think for digital marketing? What are the things that you do for growing your brand online?
I mean, honestly, like I was saying, a lot of it's just through Instagram.
Okay.
We also, there's a lot of data collected in Square for emails, and we try not to bombard our clients, our consumers, our guests with lots of redundant emails. So we'll send out an email once a month with some kind of promotion. We don't do a lot of sales, like as far as like discounts, things off, because we believe that we are offering a high quality product at a low cost already. So maybe once in a while we'll do a promotion, but people truly, say to us all the time, like, I can't believe you guys are this cheap, and to us, it's like, I won't ever start a concept that doesn't offer value.
Yeah.
So if I'm already offering that value, then we push for it. And we let people know that, like, you're getting an insanely great product at a very discounted cost, because we did the work in the background to make sure that we don't have to do promos and discounts and buy one and the BOGOs. But we'll do it every once in a while, but we truly just try to push the fact that you're getting a quality product and you're not paying over the top for it. So when we push out those emails and use Instagram platforms, we just constantly show the value in our product and what it's worth. And we spend a little extra money on getting really great, fantastic pictures and the consummate presence, the posting on Instagram twice a day at pinnacle times. And we see those algorithms when people are looking, when people are coming in, and we base it on that. So, using that information, there's so much data now from any POS system that you use, that you can plan when the strategic marketing actually those times will work for you. So that's just generally how we use it.
Excellent. So it's very strategic, I think, in your case, and you are making those digital marketing efforts, kind of utilizing it, not overdoing it, and keeping it subtle in order to make sure that you have that conversation going on. Amazing. Great. My next question for both of you is around retention. Definitely, you have built your store, you have built your brand, and people already know about it. And through word of mouth or through your marketing effort, people are coming and buying from you. But how do you retain your customers, the customers that you have already acquired? What are some of the things that you do on a regular basis in order to make sure that you have the highest retention rate? Because acquiring a customer is very difficult, and so losing would be a terrible thing that can happen after we acquired him. So what do you do differently, or how do you kind of convey the message, or what differently you do there? Raffaello?
We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, right? I think it's just being aware of your surroundings, of your circumstances, and knowing what works and what doesn't. And I think that you give what exactly is asked for. You pay attention and you listen to your community. Too many times I've started a concept thinking that this is it, this is where it has to be. In the earlier days of my entrepreneurship, it's like, throw that out the window. Come up with a concept and then let your community change it for you and be okay with that. And by that, I mean, stay true to the course, stay true to the line. But if your community is asking you for something, if they're looking for something specifically, then you have to pay attention to that. I don't believe in trends. Trends is come and go. It's the sustainability of your business. And you only do that by having consistency in your brand and the quality. And trends will fade. They will come in and out. And I don't believe in any of that stuff. If you follow trends, you end up chasing, a ghost that you'll never catch.
Right.
So it's just staying consistent and staying true to your heart and doing what you believe in, but also paying attention and not being naive to the fact that, people don't have desires or wants or requests. Like, you have to pay attention to that. You would truly, at its most basic level, of the biggest form of customer service. And
Wonderful.
if you can't meet those ideas, those asks, then it doesn't work and you shouldn't be in business.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a great thought process. And yeah, customer service, that's a very important aspect of it for retention. And if the brand is able to do that over and over, sky's the limit, I think. I think in case of, for example, brands like Amazon, or like that's what they have built. They have built the processes so smoothly that the friction, they have literally removed all the friction. And that's something I always learn from them, is I think processes matter. And if you want to grow, you need to make sure that right from the purchase experience on your online store till the final delivery, that whole process should be so seamless and frictionless. And at all stages, if you are able to convey your consumers where the product is, or when is it going to be delivered, it's gonna work really wonderfully. Amazing. Uniyme, how about you? What do you do differently?
Yeah. Yeah, just to piggyback on that, yeah, I believe that it's really important to have good customer service in order to retain your customers. And it's important to also make sure that you listen, for your customers, and be willing to go the extra mile. Because sometimes, when your customer make a purchase, and say later on and they want to make changes or they want to add something to it, it's very important that your customer service, the customer service that we have, you're able to go the extra mile to provide, service for your customer. So if it is possible to add more value, if it is possible for you to take an extra step, maybe ask more questions and find out exactly what's going to be, very satisfying to the customer, it's really good to do that. Ask question and listen to your customer and be willing to go the extra mile. I found that that is very helpful for my customers, because if I'm willing to listen and hear them out on what they're looking for, if they're looking for an item that they're going to wear for their wedding, find out exactly how soon do they want it, and be able to work with them. If it needs to be shipped, with a rush shipping, be willing to go the extra mile and make sure that that happens, so that the customer can receive the item in time to use it for their wedding. Because the wedding is important. It is a special time, that people want to be able to enjoy with their significant other and your family members. So you want to be there for the customer if they are needing an item, for a special event like that. You want to be able to make sure that you are tracking, the item, and you're making sure that it's going to arrive on time for them. So it's just important to key in to your customer and listen and really build value that way. I found that has been really, helpful for my customers.
Wonderful. And while you have built this fashion business and have all these different products, categories, uh, what's your goal for the next 5 years? Where do you want to see your business in the next 5 years? Let's say from the current revenue, have you planned anything that this is the level that you want to achieve? Let's say on a monthly basis, this is the amount of revenue that you want to do. And what are some of the things that you are doing to achieve that goal? Have you planned it out, or what are your thoughts?
Yes. So I'm looking to build the company and expand it. So be able to increase our revenue. Definitely, like I was saying, I want to make sure that we are adding value in terms of providing a coaching program, looking for other areas that we can add to, so that it's not just a fashion, we can provide more value to the customer beyond fashion. But definitely my passion, and I believe fashion is a very important area in terms, because how people present themselves is important to some extent, of course. And also making sure that the person feels good about themselves, have a positive image about themselves. That's also very important. So looking at that area, I'm looking at how our company will expand in the near future, and be able to add more value in terms of the coaching aspect of it. And so we hope to increase our revenue. We hope that in the next 10 years or so, we will be able to generate millions of dollars. We're looking at, but I'm staying positive, and I know the current environment has been challenging, and but we are looking to grow and add more value to our customer.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I think it's all about having that goal in front of you all the time, and then when you have goal, you can actually move in that direction by thinking and innovating what you're because it's all about brand building, narrating the story, and kind of making sure that you're adding value to your end consumers, and especially in the fashion business, I think what's important is consumers, once they have liked something from a particular store, they keep on coming and buying from you. So they become like, once they start becoming your repeat buyers, that's when you can expect more revenue from your existing set of customers. And I think technology can be a great enabler for any e-commerce business out there. So like currently, how big is your like email list, or how like or how is it growing? How big is your subscriber base?
Yes. So our email right now, our email subscribers is in the hundreds right now.
Mhm.
I in the meantime, we're focused on adding more inventory and being able to provide more value to our customer. But once we have our inventory at the level, in which we're looking to expand it to, we will
Mhm.
focus more in adding, subscribers on our email. But we are in the hundreds, and we will continue to grow. I look forward for us to continue to grow. That
Mhm.
is one of the areas that I'm looking that we will expand on. But also my key focus right now is to make sure that our inventory is increasing, and we can have more items that we can provide more value to many customers. So yeah, so that's what we're working on right now.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I think once we're able to increase our inventory, we reach a level that will help us to attract more customers. Our subscribers will also increase as well.
Wonderful. What are and how often, like in digital marketing, you mentioned earlier that you do Google ad, Facebook ads. Uh, how much ROI are you getting from your ad campaigns? Like, what is the return on ad spend? Is it 2x, 3x, 5x for you?
Yeah, so right now we are around 3x right now. And we're looking at other ways that we can expand that is beyond just us doing advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Or paid advertisement. So we do partner with companies that allow us to bring our products and present to customers like Etsy. So I find that to be very helpful, because we can list some of our products on Etsy, and still be able to attract customers that way. And we're not actually spending in terms of advertisement there, but we can provide value to more customers that way. So that's one of the ways. And as well as eBay, also allows us to list some of our products. So I do look at the selling channels that we can bring in. selling channels, that allows us to advertise. I mean, allows us to list our products, and
Mhm.
and we don't necessarily have to, pay for that. So that's one of the ways that I believe that business owners, entrepreneurs, or that are new in business, that's one of the ways that can help them, to expand the growth of their company, is to be able to look at those, various sales channels that
Mhm.
they can present their products without necessarily having to pay for advertisement. So that does help us, to increase, our return on investment.
Great. Amazing. Uh, Uniyme, my next question for you is like 2020 has been challenging. 2021 is going to be full of opportunities, and once the vaccination thing starts to kind of get streamlined, businesses will go back to uh, normal typically over a period of time. So, have you
Yes.
planned for this year? What are some of the new things that you're planning to do this year in digital marketing or campaigns or anything new that you're planning to do this year in order to increase the outreach of your brand and to target or engage with your target audience?
Yeah. So, as we're getting the vaccine, I think, the well-being and the mental attitude that people have right now is definitely becoming more positive.
Mm-hmm.
I think, people definitely feel like they have more hope now, because what was happening in 2020 really, really stressed everybody, and it really seemed like, just so many, things were going wrong. But it's really good right now that we know that the vaccine is coming in and people are getting vaccinated. So more and more people are feeling more positive about, their outlook in life, and they don't necessarily have to hold on to all their, cash now. So more people are going to be spending, and especially also with the stimulus, when the stimulus comes in, that's also going to help, more people to, be willing to spend. So we're looking at, definitely looking at ways that we can add value and, connect with our customers more. So, our company, we do have a YouTube channel, so I'm looking for us to, generate more videos in the near future as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we'll expand and add value in terms of coaching, and look for ways that we can, also get feedback from our customers, more feedback, and, generate surveys, from customers, that we can ask them some questions
Mm-hmm.
and find out what they think about our store, or
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that we can do to increase the, the value, that we provide to our customers. So those are some of the ways that I'm looking for us to build on this, on a company, is to, be able to generate more videos on YouTube, and also be able to interact with our customers and get feedback from them, so that we can continue to grow.
Excellent, amazing. So glad to know everything, Uneme, that you are doing for the community as well as for your brand growth. And I think it's just a matter of time. And I think since you are in the business for with a vision, I think sky's the limit for you. It's just basically planning and executing and taking help of the technologies and tools around you, because then you can focus better on your brand building effort. So, because there are several pillars to what a business is, like marketing, product, customers, your inventory, logistics. So every pillar is important in order to grow the business. And I think uh, if you take that long-term horizon and keep doing the right things every now and then, you can achieve that goal very easily. More power to you, and it's a pleasure to actually talking to you today and to learn more about your
Same
business
here.
and how you're doing things. We would love to learn more about uh, you and about your brand, and uh, learn how you can take it to the next level. And thank you so much for taking out time today and joining the panel. I will be in touch, and we can uh, connect back again and talk more. and would love to learn more from you. Thank you so much for taking out time again, and thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.
Same here. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.